Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kamira and this is my review for Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 14. Okay, this is going to be a reaction-based video. I'm watching it for the first time. I'm going to start off watching the scenes and then record my reaction and my commentary. Okay? All right, let's go. So as the is coming on or whatever, I see Chris and Paige and he's like pushing on her laughing. Girl, what are we doing? I'm so confused. Oh, and look, I keep on saying I'm getting to the episode, but I saw on Instagram they had this like a spoiler for decision day, and Chris was like, I'm gonna speak for both of us and we're gonna just be undecided. What? And Paige is just like, he's the most honest man that I know. Whatever she said, I love his honesty. But what else? Is he caring? Is he affectionate? Is he a provider? Does he care about your feelings? Other people? How does he treat other people? Like, you know, what about his character? What else can you say besides he's honest? He also should be dependable, right? Loving, right? Your protection, your safe space, like. And I'm single, but I want all those things in my man. But, you know, like, what else does he have to offer besides you saying that he's honest? I don't get it. But, okay, now for real, like, the episode about to start. In the first scene, we see Eric and Virginia going to his family's home. And I follow Jasmine W. And she's always saying, the Lake Show. And now I get it. His last name is Lake. Okay. He was showing her his medals, and she said, oh, just like the Boy Scouts. Girl, no. Pretty much he had a nice childhood. Seems like they talk about family, how important family is, and she's like, well, you're saying that, but you don't really spend time with my family. Well, Virginia, like, why wouldn't you suggest those things? Like, I mean, you know, you can suggest those things to him as well if it's really important to you. Don't just assume that he's gonna know, or like, oh, why he ain't you like holding it against him, but have you really presented it to him as well, is my question. Okay, so Virginia is she's crying, she's upset. He said, you know what, I'm willing to do that. I want to have a relationship with your dad, your brothers, your family, get their number, spend time with them outside of you. And she's like, well, yeah, but you haven't done it yet. You guys have only been married for like a month or so. He has plenty of time to do that. I don't understand why she's upset. I don't know, but he seems like he's, you know, trying to be accommodating. He's not getting upset. He, you know, like we have previously seen him, he's not being controlling in this scene. So, you know, I don't really get why she's upset. I mean, like I said, she can suggest it as well. It doesn't have to all be on him, but okay. In the next scene, we see Brianna and Vincent. She's in there getting her tap dance on, which is kind of cute. I like them. I have only gotten through a couple of seconds of the scene, but like the entire time I am smiling. I like them. I really like them. But okay, I can definitely understand Brianna saying that, you know, she chose engineering because she would make money and then choose dance. Right now I am a teacher, so I don't make a whole lot of money. And, you know, people always be like, well, you know, they don't make no money. And I'll be like, yes, okay, I'm doing it for the kids. I want to be around the kids. But also, like, now, yes, I love the kids, of course. But, like, I also want to be able to live comfortably. So I understand, you know, choosing what you think will make you some money. So I get that. I like that this is being shown. Brianna talking about her insecurities with her being dark-skinned, and how she, you know, eventually told herself that, yeah, I am enough. I love that, because I do feel like that even now there is this like, oh, lighter is better type of thing. And I know I can remember being like 7 or 8, looking in the mirror at myself being like, man, why don't I look like the girls that are on TV? So that's a real thing. So yeah, I can appreciate this being on TV. I can appreciate her like sharing that with him, and his reaction is just like, yeah, you are enough. I like them. Okay, I was smiling until she was like a long time from now. But I definitely love the whole, like, you know, teach their kids that they're talented, they're strong, they're desirable, they're awesome, they're smart, they can do whatever they want to do. I love that. But then she said it's gonna be a long time from now. Okay, let's see what he about to say. Okay, you can definitely tell that Vincent is getting annoyed. He has some tells. The whole like mouth thing that he did wiping of the face. Look, I can't do it. I got on makeup. But yeah, you can definitely tell. So I think that's gonna be a point of contention, the timeline. It doesn't have to be. They can go talk to an expert, a doctor, Dr. Jackie probably. They are in Atlanta, yeah. Okay, in the next scene, we see Ryan talking to Clara's mom. He talks about himself as a kid. He thinks his mom would call him needy. And he asks for advice from Clara's mom about how to get to know her. Her mom said patience. And I find that kind of like, is that called ironic? I don't know, but I find it interesting that, you know, she's telling him to be patient when, like, we're seeing Clara kind of not be patient with whatever his journey is, whatever his thing is. We see her kind of not being patient when it comes to that. So I found that kind of interesting. Okay, so I have a question. Like, why wasn't religion a deal breaker for Ryan in his questionnaire? Because he's saying that it would be now, or it would kind of be like a obstacle, roadblock, something to kind of pull, you know, what's the word? I don't know. Put them in two different directions. But like, why wasn't that in his questionnaire? Why wasn't there like a big thing that he kind of talked about in all of those thousands of questions? I'm a little confused. I don't know, but okay, next scene. Okay, on the next scene, we see Eric talking to Virginia's dad, and I actually enjoyed the conversation, like watching them have it. And I agree with the dad, you know, he didn't owe him an apology, and they do need to spend that time getting to know each other. They have plenty of time to get to know the family and friends and things like that. One thing that stuck out was like the dad mentioning about how he didn't always give his kids the best like upbringing or you know, the best they didn't see everything positive. And I have questions about that, like what type of things happen. Like, I kind of want to know more. I hope Eric knows more about those things that she kind of experienced as a child, because they could also be the cause of some other things. She's, you know, people say she's an alcoholic. I don't think that. I don't know, but you know, there could be some underlying things there. She has anxiety. You know why? Another thing that stuck out that I really enjoyed the dad say was that all marriages don't look the same. There's not one way to be married. Like, back in the day, there was no married at first sight. That's another way to be married. So there's not one way to be married or have a marriage or, you know, whatever. So I enjoyed the conversation overall, though. I really did. Okay, on the next scene, Jake and Haley go to the batting cages. And I want to go. That seems like a really cool date to go on. It really does. I like how Jacob is like giving his all and like not hitting nothing. I think that's cute. Okay, let's keep going. he looked at, I'm sorry. He looked at the bat like, what's wrong with the bat? I'm probably gonna take this part out. But he looked at he swung as hard as he could. He looked at the bat like, what's wrong with you, bat? I think that's funny. I think it's funny how she teasing him too. I want to see how he gonna react to that. Let's see. Jake just keeps missing the mark, like, whole thing. But I think, just like I said about Paige, somebody gonna find her. Somebody gonna be in Jacob DMs, okay? But why you wearing jeans and what dress shoes? I don't understand the outfit. Like, is that comfortable? I don't know, but she look like she's annoyed. She like picking on him. I see that. She like being like, I won, ha ha ha, you suck. Yeah, he missing the mark. Poor Jake. Okay, so is it just me, but like, she's talking about, you know, she played whatever sports in school. Like, when did it be like your turn to like chime in? How were you as a kid? What memories do you have? Did you play sports? Were you into the band? Were you into computers? What was your thing growing up? Like, why you didn't like chime in? I don't understand. If you really trying, you could have been like, hey, yeah, when I was at 4 years old, or however, you know, whenever your memories go back to whatever age, I remember I was this way or that way. And again, Jacob, you missed the mark. Okay, in the next scene, we see Dr. Pepper talking to Vincent and Brianna. And why is Dr. Pepper like just showing up in like the last episode? What, that was 13. So like, girl, we should have been seeing you. I like all of them, but I like that all of them. They all give a little bit of something different, and I like her. So they're talking about him sleeping and like the compromise. Brianna, girl, he is not your child. Like, he's not your child. I want us to eat breakfast together some days. Okay, plan days. Like, have that stuff around y'all schedule. Come to a common ground. Girl, it ain't that deep. Like, why he gotta be up while you getting ready for work? I just don't get it. Then she was like, he be having his phone out. And, girl, I had my phone out probably up until 10 minutes until I'm about to go to bed for real. Like, I'm about to really lay down. Like, girl, you know, go somewhere. That is not your child. Okay? Because you don't want to even have one for a couple more years. You is not going to be bossing this man around until you're ready to have a kid. Girl, no. No. So Dr. Pepper said, so do you guys think you have a compromise? Do you feel better about it? And, she was like, do it got to be all or nothing? Brianna was just like, no, you know, give him days, you know, whatever. I don't think there was a real compromise. I don't think Brianna is going to stick to what she said just then. It sounds good, but I ain't going for it. Okay, they're talking about having a child now, and I do agree with the fact of the idea of doing more research, talking to someone about it. Like, Dr. Pepper is not a OBGYN, she's a psychologist or whatever, a counselor or whatever. So, like, yes, talk to somebody who's more versed in it. And like he said, you know, people have high blood pressure and still have kids. So, you know, let's see what our options are. Let's not jump the gun. Let's not do hypotheticals, you know, because we're not really there yet, in my opinion. You know, talk to a doctor first. Okay, in the next scene, we see Virginia in the basketball space, doing layups, getting the ball, shooting around. Okay, that's pretty cool that she played basketball. I would have never really guessed that, honestly. So it's pretty cool to see her like that. I played too. What was it? I don't know. 4th, 5th grade, something like that. I played a little bit too. I wasn't good, but I played. So, yeah. Hey, this is by far my favorite scene of them so far. I'm talking about Eric and Virginia. Yeah, this is my favorite scene of them so far. I hope he don't mess it up by the end of the episode. But I like the basketball scene. Okay, they're continuing this scene, and Eric is talking about how he's, you know, he respects her journey, and, you know, he's always going to be there for her. And it sounds good, but, like, you know, I don't know, maybe she felt abandoned or whatever, and maybe, like, him always saying, like, hey, I'm gonna leave, can kind of trigger those abandonment issues. Yeah, but still, hands down, my favorite scene of them, for sure. Jacob, why you got them shorts on? Like, what girl about to be like, ooh, that's my man in this shorts? I can't, like, Jacob. What? Oh, man, listen, this is inappropriate. But he said it's about the smooth stroke. Or lack thereof. Because then things change after yours. Okay, at the table, Ryan asks Claire's mom, do you have any parting words, any last advice for me? And she said to make every day decision day. And that is really like what people that's married kind of always say, like, every day you decide you're going to do the right thing, you're going to be with this person. Like, you know, you make a decision every day, you know, as far as what you're going to do. I like that. I don't think they're going to make it still, but I like what she just said, though. Jacob. That was not a letter to yourself, your younger self. That was like motivational catchphrases or whatever. Okay, funny story or not so funny or whatever, I don't know. But me and my best friend, we have a podcast coming out soon. And one of our topics was advice to your younger self. And all I'm gonna say is that we did three things we would tell our younger self. And one of my things was run. I ain't gonna go into detail, but it was run. But I'm sick of Jacob. Like, and hers is probably like detailed and, you know, thought out. It reminds me of like Bennett and Amelia. He was like, he shouldn't have sold whatever the collectible was. And she was just like going through this long list of things. And it's giving me those vibes. Except like they're not Bennett and Amelia, because they were like made for each other. And they're just two ships missing each other every time. Was that corny? I don't know, but okay. Jacob, like, you should have asked more about the letter that she wrote, the words that she wrote. What did that mean? Like, you know, something. You're asking her, like, that it's a valid question for sure. Like, what would she tell herself the day before you guys got married? Because right before y'all got married, she took a shot. So, you know, I get the questions, but okay, I tried not to watch anybody else's review before I did this, but I did see something about a bracelet, like on Instagram, I think. I saw like a meme or something. So now Jacob is talking about he would have told himself the night before to return a bracelet that he got her. I think they got each other gifts at the wedding. So now he's saying he would have returned it. She don't care about this bracelet. He's talking to her about it. I think she like shrugged her shoulders like, okay, so like, why you bringing this up? And he is right, you know. I mean, it was a bracelet. You can wear a bracelet. I don't know if she wears jewelry or not. I haven't really paid much attention to that. But she could have definitely brought it to the apartment. Like he said, it could have been an option. And like the fact that they're showing him talk about it before means that she know it's an issue for him, or like he wants to see it. Or so with this being like what, 6 weeks in, she has had 6 weeks of him talking about this bracelet to kind of, you know, get it sent to her. So I kind of agree with him on this about she could have had the bracelet sent by now. Like, girl, where is it? Can Jake and Haley just call it quits at this point? Like, what are we doing? It's kind of painful to watch, just like Paige and Chris was. And now I am kind of starting to see how like people were comparing like Haley to Chris. She did try a little bit more, it seems, but like, did she really? Can they just stop filming? Like, I don't want to see this same argument every week, because it's the same thing. They have reset 1,000 times in 6 weeks. She don't like him. He's kind of over it at this point. And she said that she didn't know it was a big deal to him. They just showed him mentioning this bracelet at least 5 times. So you knew it was a problem for him. Don't say you didn't know. He's making you aware that it's a problem for him. So, but can they just stop filming? I'm over it. Okay, Ryan and Claire are now meeting with Dr. Pepper. And Dr. Pepper is like, have you guys addressed those concerns? And they're both just like, sure, yeah, sure. We've answered those questions. Girl, no, you haven't. Girl, whatever he said you wasn't satisfied with, so was it really resolved? No. Okay, as Clara is talking, it seems like she wants to say the right thing. I mean, he is right there looking at her like, what you about to say? What you about to say? But she's not being honest. Like, she's not being honest. How do you feel about it? Not how you know he feel about it. How do you feel about it is, I think, what she asked. And she said, if he asked you tonight, would you be ready? She's like, yep, sure would. Yep, all he got to do is say the time, the place. I'm there. Girl, she already been there. So, yeah, like, you're not being honest. And I don't know. I'm so confused about Ryan. I really thought that he was giving me 50 Shades of Grey vibes. And I don't want to go into detail about why I thought that, because I don't really know if I was right. I think I might have been off. I don't know. But if you want to know why I thought that, I would definitely be willing to share. But yeah, she's not being honest. I'm not buying what Ryan said. Like, and Claire, like, what has he done that, like, we're not seeing, but, like, what has he done to make you be in love with him? Yes, you can love him as a person. Yeah, all of that, but, like, you're saying you're in love with him. But, like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he even asked you, like, well, why? Why you love me? Could you really give him, like, details? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not seeing it. Maybe it's editing. I don't know. But why do you love him? And why is it just on him? I'm kind of tired of Ryan saying, sure. Like, if you're understanding, something should be changing, okay? You keep on saying, sure, you understand, sure. Then what you doing? Because we're not understanding. We can't say, sure, we understand what Ryan's talking about, sure. No, we don't get it. Like, what is going on? And I don't think, like, you know, saying I love you or you lose its value. I tell my son I love him every day. He gonna hear it from me every day, more than one time a day, okay? I tell my students I love them. It doesn't lose its value. I wonder why he says that, or like, I don't know, like, I don't get that. Like, you love your parents. Does that lose its value when you tell them, you love your brother, you know, your friends? Like, I don't get why it would lose its value, you know, saying to your wife at that. I don't know. What's going on, Ryan? Okay, so now we see Clara talking about, you know, how she can't be married to somebody who won't say I love you. And my questions are like, Clara, well, what else do you know about Ryan? What else does Ryan like? What are his likes? What are his dislikes? What are his hobbies? You know, how does he treat people? How does he feel about, you know, X, Y, and Z? Like, why is the only thing we're focusing on is the I love you and sex? Like, what else is there? What else do you guys talk about? What else do you care about when it comes to this man? Because do you care about his safety? Have you talked about how he feels about the Black Lives Matter, you know, things going on in the world right now? Like, have you guys talked about these different things? Because it just seems like you're focused on sex, I love you. Sex, I love you. What else? And I don't like that they gave her a racially ambiguous man. What is that? But I wasn't reviewing the show then, so yeah. Okay, next thing we see Vincent at the bodega. They about to cook or whatever. I don't know. I haven't watched it just yet, but I like how they greet each other, like with a look, with an embrace, a kiss. Like, hey baby, how you doing? What's up? I like that. We don't see that from any other couples. Like Virginia and Eric might. I don't know if we've seen that, but I like how they, you know, greet each other. So not on the episode, but like I saw his shirt say VMR. Is that like Enterprises? Is that like his company? Can we Google that? Is it like VMR Enterprises USA dot something? I don't know, but I want to know. I enjoyed watching them. I really do. Vincent and Chef Boyardee in the bodega getting food and stuff. Him talking in Spanish, and you know, her talking about how she wants to learn how to cook like that kind of food. I enjoyed them, for real. I saw a lot of videos because I watched tons of reviews about Vincent's finances and like how much he makes or whatever. I don't know they pockets. I don't really care. But like, I do understand like what he's saying about how he did struggle coming up. You don't want to be like reckless with your spending, you know, because you know what it's like to like not really have a whole lot. I'm like that. I'm real frugal most days. Most days I'm real frugal. So I understand that. Yeah, I like, you know, hearing people out, hearing the story, hearing like the reasoning behind certain things. So I think that's pretty cool. I am enjoying this conversation between Vincent and Brianna outside of the bodega about not having a father figure and like how he's looking at life differently, because I think he'll probably be a great dad, and he's looking at her as to like kind of the answer to that, but like I don't want her to be pressured or like feel pressure on top of her high blood pressure, because you just never know, you know, stress, and you know, you just don't want anything bad to happen. But you know, I definitely get his whole like wishing that he got all the love and feeling like he by himself, because I got a story to tell. But you know, We all do. We all have stories to tell. But I just enjoyed this scene. I really do. Okay, in the next scene, we see Virginia talking to Eric's sister-in-law, trying to get some insight on Eric. She said they have gone 3 or 4 days without arguing, and that's huge for them. Then they talk about, you know, what are some things that they're having issues with. She talks about she wants to be able to go out with her friends when he is working, which I think most people that I've watched their reviews said, you know, you have that time. He said he's gone for like half the month, which is a lot for me, but that's like 15 days like that he's gone. So you can definitely use that time to drink, party, do whatever. So like, I don't really get why, like when he's home, you don't want to spend time with him. Virginia says that Eric is worried that her friends are ahead of her. Girl, they are. On the last episode, which I did not review. But she said he gets 1 weekend out the month and he got to schedule stuff with her. Her friends already had the other weekends, so he got to pick one. Like, and he's gone half the month. So they get, like, I'm confused. Like, girl, why did you sign up for this show? The sister-in-law talking about, sure, knowing doggone well you don't agree with what she's saying. But okay, in the next scene, we see Dr. Pepper going to meet with Haley and Jacob. And I'm just wondering why. Why? That time could be spent doing something else. So Dr. Pepper is reading off the unanswered questions from last episode. Brianna and Vincent talking about like Charles, ooh Lord, Toya from Married to Medicine. They're talking about like childbearing issues, drinking issues, argument issues, or triggers or whatever. She's talking about, why do you wear the type of clothes that you wear? Why do you wear dress shoes? Now I ain't gonna lie, I was looking at him too, like at the park, like, why you got on? What you got on? Like, I was looking at him like that, but girl, that's one of your, that's that big to you? Dr. Pepper said, Jacob, do you think Haley's judging you? And before he could answer, I was like, yes. Yes, you beating around the bush. Yes, you do feel like she's judging you. Because we all feel it too. Dr. Pepper asked the right questions. Has any kindness or simple or compassion or whatever word she just used, I forgot that quick. But has that stuff been shown from you to him? Because none of us are seeing it. Girl, buying him clothes is not it. Because you still judging him. You still are like repulsed by him, which I don't really get. But good question, Dr. Pepper. On the next scene, Eric and Virginia are meeting with Dr. Pepper. She asked him about communication styles, and of course, Eric takes charge of the conversation. And like, we started off at a high, went down, now we're back up. Are y'all back up? Okay, so as Virginia gets a chance to talk, she talks about how like they do have different upbringings and like they saw different things, so it means different things to them. And they want to decide, or she wants them to figure out like their marriage. He's like, oh, I agree with you, but there are certain standards. Like, why do you get to set the standards? Like, why don't you guys come together to create your own standard of like what your marriage is gonna look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Dr. Pepper gives them an assignment, Eric and Virginia, to write down their marriage goals and like things that they want to do to kind of get to those goals. I think it's a good idea. Now, Eric and Virginia are getting into this conversation about the assignment. They should have just done the assignment, in my opinion, and then came back to have this conversation. It probably would have went left either way, but like, let's go do the work first. And like really put down these things on paper first. Let's make sure it makes sense first. I'm saying, but he was like, you know, you're not sleeping over someone else's house. You're gonna come home to me every night. She was like, well, why would you say that? What do you mean? Why would he say that? Cause your lifestyle, duh. That's why he would say it. They talk in circles. They go in circles. because he always say he's not leaving her, he's not going anywhere, but then she's like, well, what do it matter if I don't come home if you're not here? What you mean, what do it matter? Why wouldn't you not want to go home? Like, girl, you have work. What? Next, we see Ryan and Clara back at the house talking about the assignment Dr. Pepper gave them. And I saw people saying that maybe he wasn't attracted to her. And I'm kind of there. I feel like attraction can grow. It can grow with men and women. So maybe he's trying to do that and it's just not there yet. He's just not verbalizing it. It could be that. It could be my 50 Shades of Grey thoughts or what's the word? Theory. Clara says she is in love with Ryan. Girl, how? Like, how are you in love with him? What has he done to make you fall in love with him? I'm confused. What else do you know about Ryan to be in love with him? Girl, how did he make you feel? Right? Isn't that how you love somebody? Like, how they make you feel? Girl, how does he make you feel? Because it seems that you don't feel wanted. Okay, so Clara's letter to herself talks about, you know, you don't have to be perfect for people to love you. You know, people that really, truly matter won't mind your, you know, imperfections or whatever. And, you know, to keep pushing, be positive, say what's on your mind, things like that. She kind of gets a little emotional. And Ryan does not seem to have a reaction to her being emotional or being upset. The fact that Ryan didn't have a reaction, didn't want to like go talk more about that with her, is why I'm just like, how do you love him? What do you love about him? Because like, we're not really seeing it. So I'm a little confused. Ryan's letter to his younger self was, I wouldn't change anything. You're a great person. Don't, you know, try to enjoy what's in front of you. We're so focused on the future, whatever. Clara's just like, well, yeah, okay. But you love him, so you should accept his letter and be excited about it, right? On the next thing, we see Haley calling her mom, talking about this bracelet. And her mom calls Jake tacky. How's that tacky? I mean, he wants to see it on you. Like, why did your mom have it again? I'm a little confused about that. I mean, and then for her to be like, you know, he's upset about it again, that means you knew he had an issue with you not having it. So why hadn't you asked her to do this before? If it was just like an easy thing and they're like irritated with him about it, why not just do it before then? Like, I don't understand. Okay, as Haley is talking to her mom, it really gives me like Karen vibes. Like Jake said, it gives me Karen vibes. It's like a Karen talking to a Karen, justifying a Karen's like issue or complaint or whatever. That's what it reminds me of. Okay, that's the end of the review. I want to say thank you for watching, and go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will put my Instagram on the last slide, and if you have time, go ahead and check out my online thrift store. All the items say coming soon. I will be launching it this summer once I'm done with grad school, done with the school year. On my summer break, I will be going ahead and launching my website during that time. So go ahead and check it out now. Yeah, and I will see you guys on the next one.